5 or visit visualites.com.
On FM, online, smartphone and YouTube, Southampton's Unity 101.
8 minutes past 5 Friday drive time. You are with Hemant Kumar on Unity 101, and joining me now is the founder of Essex Indians, Dr. Anirban Mandal and Dr. Arpita Ray, and they are back with this new event that is happening on the 15th of July at Bhavan in London. Hi Arpita Di, hi everyone.
Hello. Hi, Hemanti. Hi.
Hi,
It's
everyone.
lovely to hear your voice. Thank you.
Yes, same here. Welcome to Unity 101 and congratulations once again. So, looks like a great event, this one. So, how did it happen to you? I mean, Uttorsuri. What was the purpose behind Uttorsuri?
Yeah, thank you very much, Unity 101 FM, for inviting us to talk about Uttorsuri Generation Next Festival. It all started almost 10 years back. So we were like a group of like-minded people, parents, those who are settled in UK, and we all had little children. The children, those who are growing up in UK, and we wanted to give them best of both worlds, and also taking them into a journey which will help them to understand and reflect on the modern society and values of the past. So we thought about doing an event which will be to start with by the children, for the children, and the vision was that in future it will be led by the children.
Right.
So initially 10 years back when it started, it was by the children, for the children, but today 10 years on, it is also led by the children.
Oh, this is fantastic. Lovely. So, Sujata, you are an instrumentation engineer working for ABB Limited and also a trustee of Essex Indians Charity. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct. Thank you, Hamadidi.
Yeah. So, you are the junior most trustee. So, how did you get involved?
Well, so when I moved to this country first, I was obviously very lonely in this country. Other than my husband, I knew no one else.
Mm-hmm.
So looking for someone whom we could connect more with, and we found Essex Indian. And it is just not a charity to us where I'm a trustee. It is way more than that. It's like a home away from home.
Mm-hmm.
We are a very close-knit community, and we all work together towards this common goal. And that's what I think I enjoy the most about what Arpita they just say, because I believe we are no one without our roots, and that's the motto of our charity, to keep our culture and our heritage alive and pass on whatever is possible to our next generation. And that's why the event is called Uttorsuri, which means literally just generation next.
Fantastic.
So it is, I feel marvelous being a part of this community.
The name Uttorsuri, I'm quite intrigued. So, Arpita Di, can you quickly tell us about this name? How did you come up with this name?
Right, so it's a little story. So when 10 years back, we booked Bhavan to do the drama of Rabindranath Tagore, Rakhkosh, and in English, Post Office, translated by William Radice. And Pandit Chiranjeev Chakraborty was part of that show as well, and he was showcasing his students with a program called Rag Se Dhun Tak. And me and Chiranjeev were talking, like, what should we call this event? And then suddenly I just thought, we are talking everything for the children, and so what could be the best word? Essentially, Chiranjeev said, why don't you name it Uttorsuri? And then we all thought, yes, that's a fantastic name for future.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why if you look at our motto for this event this year, last year it was going back to roots, this year together with tomorrow. So essentially, Pandit Chiranjeev Chakraborty, who is one of the best classical singer in London and United Kingdom and probably in Europe, he is the person who actually suggested the name, and we embraced it with love and care.
Oh, this is a lovely story. So, yeah, brilliant name, and the reason is brilliant as well. So, thank you so much, Arpita Di. So, hi, Bhaivavi, you're still there, right?
Yes, hello.
Hi. So, you go to Chelmsford County Girls School, right?
Yeah.
And you aim to become a doctor, and you're with Essex Indians for last 10 years. 10 years, I mean, that's a long, long time.
Yeah, and I was in the original post office as well.
Oh, wow, this is fantastic. So how do you feel that you're here with Essex Indians for 10 years?
Yeah, I think that definitely and this is kind of outlined as well in our other drama, Amol's Diary. I think it's definitely provided me a community that let me kind of embrace my Indian roots. And it was very different to kind of my school community, which if you live in England, sometimes can be quite different to it can be different to the Indian culture that you experience in places like Essex Indians. So it gave me a place to express myself, and the different dramas and the different dramas and different dances that we would do gave me a lot of exposure to different things, to like all the different aspects of the culture. And it really helped me with my stage fright as well, because being on stage since I was like 6 years old, I've become quite comfortable with it as well.
I can imagine that. And look at you. Now you're directing Amol's Diary. This is fantastic. Yeah. Lovely. So, Amol's Diary, can you quickly tell the summary of the play?
Yeah, so Amol's Diary acts sort of like a precursor to Post Office. And I think it kind of bridges the gap between the audience and Amol. And Amol is our main character of Post Office, and he's basically a young child who has a terminal illness, and he is kind of forced to watch his life play out in front of him, not able to experience anything, but just having to watch. And I think you can kind of see this in the parallels that it draws between our experiences in lockdown and his experiences, because there are different themes such as like loneliness, boredom, that are really, really potent within Post Office. Like, for example, there's this one scene where Amol, there's a bunch of children who come and play outside of his window, and he doesn't get to play with them. He's forced to just watch them play. And I think that's quite symbolic of sort of the children in lockdown, how we've kind of watched our childhood fade away. We've watched it pass by right in front of us, not been able to do anything. So I think it can be very potent in some ways, but at the same time you see the entire drama through Amol's eyes, and Amol is a very optimistic little boy, and you sort of see everything as you see all these events play out, and it's almost bittersweet because he sees the best in everything. All the adults in his life are telling him and are trying to skirt around the idea of his terminal illness and the suffering that he's going through, but he doesn't even realize. He sees everything as beautiful. Like, there's a curd seller who doesn't really enjoy his job that much because he doesn't see it as something that's noble. But Amol finds it amazing that he's able to go from different lands to different houses and see the world while he sells his curds. So I think we can all learn a fair amount from Amol to stay optimistic, but we can also relate to him in the way that he's had to go through different sufferings. And we can see even more now that we've all experienced lockdown. And I think Amol's Diary really puts that in a tangible way, because we talk about us children, we talk about our experiences in lockdown, and there's another person who echoes how it's similar to how Amol felt. So yeah, that's kind of the idea of Amol's Diary.
This is a beautiful story. I can imagine already the audience can connect to the story instantly. So this is a great story. So can you quickly tell me, so why did you choose this story?
So I think the original concept was from Opita Auntie, but I think leading on from that, the way that the idea was kind of realized was mainly through the children, because I mean, first of all, I'm the one who's been tasked with directing it, and then I was part of Post Office before, and the way that we created the script was, one of the ways that we created the script was that we asked each of the children who were acting in Amol's Diary to write down an experience in lockdown and how they felt about it, and we asked them to reflect on their experiences in lockdown, and we were able to collate their experiences and add more and kind of elaborate on some of them to create the script. So it's very authentic in the way that it's been written.
So it happened very organically, isn't it? It happened very organically. Yeah. Lovely.
And I think that the concept kind of stems from Orpita Aunty wanting to give us even more of a voice in explaining how we've experienced lockdown, because it's very different to how I think adults have experienced lockdown.
True.
Yeah.
Lovely. So, Tiash, hello, welcome to Unity 101.
Hello.
Hi. So, Tiash, you're an active member of Essex Indians, and you have a passion in singing, dancing, acting and performing at many cultural programs, right?
Yeah, I do.
So, you are in Amol's Diary as well?
Yeah, I am.
So, tell us about your character.
So, every one of us in Amol's Diary, we basically have a small, a few paragraphs detailing our experiences, and we also talk a little bit about some of the kids' experiences from the actors from Post Office, and we talk about like the emotions we went through and how lockdown actually affected us all.
Lovely. So you can connect to the story as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, because we all had to go through lockdown, and I think it all affected us in, I wouldn't say the same ways, but we all felt the boredom, the isolation, we all felt the helplessness.
Yes.
Like Bobby said, we all watched our lives pass by and we couldn't do anything about it.
True, so true. Lovely. So you're enjoying your role, and are you excited for next week?
Yeah, I'm very excited. As you said before, I love performing in front of an audience. And I think a lot of the time our experiences during lockdown, they're not often talked about. So it would be nice to actually speak about how we felt, because it seems like lockdown happened, it's gone now, and life just moved on. But actually lockdown has affected us all in lots of ways that we still carry with us today. So it will be really nice to finally speak up about that.
Lovely. So hi Urpita, you're excited as well. You must be excited as well.
I am very excited.
So
and worried at the same time.
The nervousness, I can imagine. So Urpita, you are directing Post Office and Mesh Rakhkosh. So can you tell us what was your process for selecting the script for this production?
Right. So that's not a very short story, because whenever we choose a script for the drama, I normally go by public demand. Right. Because Essex Indian, our patrons are very vocal what they want. And as the drama director or the program coordinator for Uttorsuri, I have to listen to that. So this year, we thought we will listen to the children, what they want to do. So initially they proposed a drama, and that was a little bit more complicated. And then the children felt that it's not appropriate, they cannot give time, so therefore we opted out. And then I thought, okay, we have to stage a drama. It's 10 years after Post Office. Why don't we restage it with a new group of children? And the children, those who actually acted in the first Post Office, help us in program production. So it's kind of walking down the memory lane for them and seeing how their performance and their kind of linking has moved into another generation. So I'm not trying to make these children, those who have acted first time, making them feel, oh, you have grown old. But that was my kind of inner thought. Okay, let them feel like you have grown up. So take the responsibility. So that is one part of choosing the Post Office, and I love Post Office. The way it evolves, and there is so much things to learn from that drama.
True.
So that is Post Office. And the second one is Meisho Rakhkosh, another masterpiece by Bengali writer, thespian and director Manoj Mitra. Again, the adult drama team of Essex Indian was moaning to me for last 4-5 years. Arpita, you didn't stage an actual drama due to pandemic. So I said, okay. And we have got so many people, those who are interested in drama. And Meisho Rakhkosh is like, it's a comedy, but it's a very dark comedy.
Right.
And we can relate to our modern society. It is a fairy tale, but it's a fairy tale, but you can, with the dialogues, you can identify what modern society is about, the corruption, conflict and all those things. So I just felt we have got so many characters there. It is a complicated drama. It was never staged by any Indian group in UK.
Really?
Meisho Rakhkosh was never staged in UK. Since I have come here, one of the Bangladeshi group has staged it in seasons of Bangla drama around 7-8 years back.
Right.
But it was never staged by any Indian Bengali drama group.
Okay.
So and it's so much fun. Like there are ghosts, there are monsters, there are like sort of heroes, heroine, romance, crime, whatnot.
Lovely.
So it's very interesting.
Very interesting indeed. So, Urpita, now talking about the plays Post Office and Meisho Rakhkosh, can you tell us the relevance into today's world?
Right. For Post Office, the relevance is it make us feel thinking about uncertainties of life and how to enjoy every little bit of life. So live life king size. That's what we all say. But we actually don't know when something hits us, how to face that.
True.
And little boy who is suffering from a terminal illness, he still says, I want to go out, I want to work. And then another character is telling, time doesn't stop, time just moves on. So make the use of every little moment, leave the moment. So that's why I think it's very relevant to us. Similarly, Meisho Rakhkosh, the conflict we face, the corruption we see in everyday world, like the people, those who have power, they use the power not so in the way they should be. And then the common people trying to kind of break those barriers. There is a dialogue in this Bengali drama that human can kill the monster, but monster still chases human. So these are like last sort of our wish for having the maximum power in the life, and those things are the demons.
Right.
We try to avoid, but we cannot avoid all the time. So it talks about 50 shades of grays in our life.
Very strong messages this play is sending. 3 dramas, fantastic work there, Urpita. Lovely. So,
Thank you.
Anirbanda, so you are one of the founder of Essex Indians, right? So,
Thank you.
this evening will be about 3 dramas highlighting shades of our society across the generation. So, Uttorsuri is doing a fantastic job. So 10 years of Essex Indians. So how do you feel?
Yeah, it's obviously we feel proud, we feel privileged, and as you have listened to our lovely interviews by Vaibhavi, Tiash, Urpita and Sujata, I think the message has been already conveyed. We definitely are an extended family. We like to enrich our roots and values through our concerts, through our activities. You know, you probably know that we run the Bengali club. We are quite active about promoting our language and theaters, music, dramas, so all forms of art and culture with Essex Indians, along with the humanitarian work as well, which we did for the charity work, for the hospitals, for the medical care, both in UK and India. And we like our generation next to feel for it right from their heart, with emotions, with passion, so that they can carry on all these arts and culture, and all these works actually enrich you, and then it will give you that oxygen in the stressful life. That's our belief, and we feel that if you portray a very famous Bengali song, it goes like this: that with every little baby step, we all can confidently reach the mountain of the moon. You probably understand which song I'm referring to. And it's a Vibhuti Bhushan, one of our stalwarts. So it's girl from the Chander Pahar. And that we honestly believe. And one thing we in Essex Indians, we always believe that, you need to do things. You need to lead by example, and you need to bring your work on. Only talking and then making all sorts of promises and messages, I don't think that work. Then your children, your next generation will actually see the work being done in terms of everything. So yes, we feel outside our professional work, outside our day-to-day busy work, we are really happy with our extended Essex Indians family.
You are doing a fantastic job, Essex Indians and Uttorsuri, and I hope you to do all the best. So 10 years of Uttorsuri, so where do you see yourself in 20 years' time?
20 years' time, we will definitely like to see the same positive vibe to be carried on from the generation next and the generation next. We will definitely continue the same, because see, at the end of the day, in our breathe, in our sort of heart, we are still continuing we think in Indian languages, we think in Indian culture, isn't it?
That's
we
true.
work here, of course, but our heart. So we definitely like our generation next, as Vaibhavi said, as Tiash said, and also the other generation next, which we are very proud of, like Arjo, Tirna, Tista. Everyone is doing fantastic jobs, and we definitely like to tell their children as well, regarding the rich culture which we have, regarding our our things are also very precious. Our things are there for the follow. Yes, of course, you embrace the world. You definitely learn everything from the Western world. However, you shouldn't forget your own root and culture, your root values, bonding, togetherness. And that will actually, help you to connect to India, to connect to your grandparents, to connect to everyone really together.
Absolutely. Very well said there, Anubandha. Very well said indeed. So before you go, what will be your message for the wider audience and to our listeners?
Thank you once again, Hoymanti and 101 Unity FM. So that's, for giving us this opportunity. So the message has already been conveyed by our, co-speakers, our patrons, and Arpita, Sujata, Vaibhavi, and Tiash. So main message is basically, when you do a good work, you want everyone with you. That's the key thing. So we definitely want everyone to see our good work, to enjoy together, and create that bonding and togetherness with which we can proceed, because that gives us obviously a positive vibe, that gives us oxygen. And see, in Essex Indians, when we talk about any form of performance, we do it professionally. We put that heart and soul in effort, right from Orpita, who is directing it. But apart from that, the backstage work, with the sound, music, Monideepa is Shaurav, Ujjwal, there's quite a lot of persons, Shayantini, Dipankar.
You need a whole big team, strong team.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
The lights by Vaishali. Then we are doing our own props. I don't know any other drama team in UK who do their own props, own sets. Tuad is doing a very fantastic, all these artworks. And spending hours, with the full team for doing because
it takes a whole village, right?
Hire a team.
Yeah, it takes a whole village, or about that to
exactly.
to put up a production like that.
We produce quality thing as well. So when you come to see our work, obviously you will have a fantastic evening. You go home really satisfied, and and it's definitely it's a good evening for all of you.
And I'm
So
pretty
I
sure it's going to
sincerely-
be a very enjoyable evening indeed.
Exactly, yeah.
15th
So I
of
sincerely,
July.
cordially
Yes,
invite
absolutely.
everyone.
I'll definitely try to be there on the 15th and wish you all the best, Anirbanda, Orpita, Dityash, Bhaivavi, Sujata, and all of you, all the best for the evening, 15th of July, for the event, and have a fantastic weekend, people.
Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
much. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Hemanti,
Thanks
and
for taking your time and
Bye.
talking to us. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.